Hi, everybody.
What's it?
No, don't adjust your camera. Don't adjust your dial, whatever you're using with the pliers. The movie reference. Here we are. We're back. I brought a couple people along here. Forced my sister to return. Finally. She hates the show. No, I'm kidding. And then brother. Steven. Well, you know Brittany, right? You know Brittany. And this is Steven.
I'm kind of like the OG. So.
Yeah, OG. Yeah.
So, I'm a special celebrity, apparently.
Oh, sure. Of course. Yes. So this is all about Mission Impossible because I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan. And these guys kind of rank kind of below there.
I'm a Tom Cruise fan.
There you go.
That's better.
There we go. Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah.
But because Mission Impossible, the final reckoning is coming out, I wanted to do a centric Mission Impossible episode. And that's why we're going to do that. So I'm Before the film. So we're only talking about 1 through 7 at this point in time.
Yep.
With 8 coming out. Am I right, Nathan? And so we're going to make sure that we're going to ask. I made some questions, 10 questions. We'll go through them and we'll also end up ranking them. But the first test I want to put you guys through.
What?
Oh, I know, right? Surprise. The first test I want to put you guys through, I'm going to ask you both what you think happens in each movie. So I'm going to ask you a random Mission Impossible. I'm just going to put out of sequential order. And if I'm going to see who has the best guess. And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And we'll do a point system.
This is awful.
All right. Let's just see what happens.
This was not in not in the contract that I signed.
There's no ABC.
This is totally improv. So
oh my God.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right. So, Brittany, what happens in Mission Impossible 3? Kind of like the shortest answer you can give. What do you think happens in Mission 3? What's your best guess?
Does he have long hair anymore?
I can't tell you. Just tell me. You don't know.
Wait. The third one is the
This is a tough one.
Yeah, I don't remember the third one.
Okay, Steven, do you know what happens in the third one?
Can you even say the title? If you say the title,
it's Mission Impossible 3. That's the third one.
I don't think they didn't start having titles until 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, good job.
Wow.
Bigger fan. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
In 3, weren't they? They were in Southeast Asia at one point. In 3, I think. I remember seeing they were in some sort of lab, and it was his wife that was in there.
Boom. Hey, no cheating.
Hey,
close it.
No, close the phone.
I didn't see the picture, so I can remember what it is.
He's with his wife in the lab, and then he's fighting off some doctor.
Yeah, well, he's not a
doctor, but he's like a bad guy.
He's not a doctor. He's like an arms dealer.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Owen Davian takes his wife hostage.
Yep.
The Rabbit's Foot.
Oh, okay.
Is that 3?
That's number 3. All right, here we go. Next one.
Easier question. Is this the same thing again?
Yeah, we're gonna go through all of them.
Oh,
yes.
Mission Impossible Fallout. Steven, I won't tell you.
I know that.
Hold on. I won't tell you who's right until they both answer. So, Steven, you get to go first.
Mission Impossible Fallout. That was number 6. That was the one where that's with Solomon Lane. He's working with someone else to create bombs with, oh God, I don't remember what the material was, but they made 3 basically nuclear devices, and they were going to set it off in somewhere, I don't remember the country's name, but somewhere in the Middle East to cut off water supply and to cut off food to start basically a war between countries over there.
Okay. Brittany?
Well, now I don't know if I'm remembering Rogue Nation or Fallout. Because Fallout has the best... Okay, I'm not supposed to answer that yet. The Fallout is in Abu Dhabi. Yes? And he's running against that sandstorm in that one.
Okay.
Yes?
Is that your guess?
That's my guess. Oh, no. That's the one where they're in a big high-rise and he throws himself around. Is that Fast and Furious?
That's Furious 7.
Steven is correct.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You just described 4.
Plutonium.
I did 4?
Yeah, you just described 4.
Plutonium.
Plutonium, yes.
And Henry Cavill is in that movie.
Oh.
Yes. the fist pump that he does in the bathroom in Paris.
John Lark.
Yes, John Lark.
I need to watch that again then.
So
That
That's
one was
number
great.
4?
no,
The one you just described was 4. The one I just described was
Yours
6.
is Henry.
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
watch that again.
yes. So it's yes, and Steven was right about Fallout. Brittany got Ghost Protocol correct,
Hell yeah.
where he's on the Burj Khalifa climbing the building.
Yep.
Look at
Yes.
I love that scene where he gets to the bottom and then Jeremy Renner's like, your line's not long enough.
And he says, no. All right. So, okay, we got those out of the way. So, next one.
Ghost Protocol.
The first Mission Impossible.
Oh.
I know that one.
Brittany, what happens in the first Mission Impossible?
He comes down the main building and he on the cable rope,
Okay.
and it starts off. Let's start off in a Chinese restaurant, and it blows up the fish.
Okay.
Bunch of water comes out.
Okay.
Don't ask me the plot of anything.
Just whatever you remember.
I'm telling you,
Okay, that's Steven, your turn. What would happen?
he wasn't even born yet.
That's about as much as I remember. I remember the scene where he's grappling down, but I know he drops the knife and it sticks into the desk. And then one of the, I think it's a security guard or something, comes to that computer and then like looks up and sees him there.
He doesn't see him.
Okay.
But you both are correct. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Langley. He's dropping down to get the knock list, you know, and he breaks in from the ceiling and all that stuff. And of course, yes, you're right. He's in that restaurant where he goes, "Kittredge, you never see me." And he throws the gum and it blows up and he runs, right? Okay, cool.
Okay, ask me about number 2. I know
Hold on.
number
That's why I'm saying it. That's because I know you. Okay, let's go ahead and do Rogue Nation.
2. Steven, that's your turn.
Rogue Nation. Oh God, what was the woman's name?
Is the blonde lady?
No. Was she blonde? I don't remember if she was blonde, but I remember who she was. I remember they
Dirty
went.
blonde.
Hey, I remember a certain stunt. They were going to a facility and they needed to switch out some like type of hard drive, and the hard drives were in this like massive human aquarium type thing, and it's surrounded by water. And the stunt that Tom Cruise does is that he goes in there and he has to hold his breath for, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes or some crazy stuff like that. And then he switches out the hard drives. And then I also remember the chase scene through the city where the girl's on the motorcycle and Tom Cruise is basically hungover from a drug that she gave him. And then he's chasing her through the city in a BMW and then hops on a motorcycle himself.
Okay, Brett.
But I get an answer too?
Well, yeah, I don't tell you who's right until you both answer.
That sounds about right.
Somebody doesn't.
That sounds about right. What he said.
Okay, yes, you are correct. Except for she doesn't slip him a drug. He drowns essentially,
Oh, that's right. He does drown.
and she brings it back to life. But he has to chase her. But yeah, that one's the introduction to Solomon Lane and the Syndicate.
Yes,
Syndicate.
the Syndicate. That's a record shop in London where it's
Yes.
like, but we are the Syndicate.
Exactly. It's
And
got
then-
the airplane sequence at the very
Yes,
beginning. The
yes,
A400.
yes.
Yes. You remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember all the memes that came out of that.
Yes. Okay, we're almost there. We're
I'm
almost
trying
done.
not to confuse Mission Impossible.
I know, dog.
James Bond.
I know. We're almost done.
Okay.
All right. Britt, Mission Impossible 2.
Yes! This is where I come in, guns blazing. Forget that. This one's about Chimera.
Yes.
And it's got...
Oh, sorry.
I forgot her name. Spoiler. What happens in that
I'm
one?
supposed to wait.
Basically, they're trying to get this drug around, right? And then while they're trying to get rid of it, that lady injects it into herself instead. So then he has to keep her alive before something happens. Before it spreads.
Okay. Steven, do you have any more
The
input?
only scene I remember from Mission Impossible 2 is the scene where he's chasing one of the bad guys on an island, and they're both on dirt bikes.
Oh,
And then
great scene.
I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise is he's chasing after the guy, but then some of the bad guys' henchmen are chasing after him also on dirt bikes, and they're shooting at him.
They're trying to make a lot of money off of this drug, right? Is that the point of that?
The Chimera, right? The virus and everything like that. You both are correct. Yes. What is the bad guy's name? I just lost it. Sean Ambrose.
Oh,
Sean Ambrose and Nia.
Irish guy, Nia.
Right? Yes, he's in there to basically make money, to buy Biosite's stock.
Yeah.
and we're going to use the whatever and to spread the virus, so that now all of a sudden the stock will rise because they have the cure for the virus that's going to take over Australia, right? Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Australia.
All right, there's one more movie.
What? What's up?
Dead Reckoning Part 1. Or, well, it's not Part 1 anymore. It's just called Dead Reckoning now.
And then the next one is Final Reckoning.
Correct. Steven, your turn.
Dead Reckoning. It starts off on a Russian submarine that are using a new AI that they have created. But the AI develops its own... it's become sentient, basically. And it tricks the submarine radar into thinking that something's coming at them. And then it itself sinks the sub. And then Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt is on a mission to stop the AI, basically. And I remember there was a big fight scene in, what city was that? I think Paris or Rome or something like that, somewhere in Europe. And there was a fight scene between him and a villain who's, I can't remember the villain's name, but he was from one of the earlier movies.
Well, Britt, what's your turn?
What? This is an excellent job. Excellent job with the submarine, because I didn't understand that part at all. When Nathan and I were watching it, I didn't understand what was happening. So.
Nothing dead.
Oh, that was the one where it looks like a little. They're in Venice-ish, something like that. And
Somewhere
then
like that.
he's supposed to meet up with a girl and ends up being a trap. And doesn't he get killed?
Who gets killed?
Tom.
Ethan? No,
Oh, never mind.
he survives.
He survives.
He survives the mission.
Doesn't the woman die then?
What?
Oh.
Which woman? Exactly. No, but yes, you're right, Stephen. That was very
I should have rewatched
It's all about AI, and Grace is introduced, played by Haley Atwell.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Do you think she dies?
She's there waiting for him at the
She's
bridge.
the troublemaker throughout the movie,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
And and then Gabriel, who they hint that there's an earlier interaction between Ethan and Gabriel. However, he has not appeared in any of the movies yet. That's where I was, pushing back.
Okay.
It's a flashback before the first Mission Impossible, apparently. Before Ethan makes his choice to choose to accept missions. All right, cool. So we went through all of them. Now, the first question I have for both of you, I mean, I felt like we got our answer, but which one is the most memorable for you guys? So, Brett, go ahead.
I think mine's gonna have to be number 2.
Clearly.
That was peak hot Tom Cruise time. That was I don't know how old I was, but
I was 10, so...
also I was 6.
Yeah.
His hair was great.
Oh, yeah?
And then we watched that movie a lot. Like maybe like every week.
Yeah.
We watched that one.
As
So
a
I think
VHS.
that's why it's ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven?
For me, it's going to be number 4. Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol is the most memorable for me because I think that was the first Mission Impossible movie I ever saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
What are you
I'm with Britt. Mission Impossible 2 has a huge nostalgia berries for myself. It was very influential on me trying to be an action hero at 10 years old, and also all the action figures I had. Like I had a Max Steel figure, but it was like I modeled it to look like Ethan Hunt at the end of the movie. So So Mission Impossible 2, I mean, is probably the most memorable out of all of them. And it has sentimental value too, because Mom has a crush on Tom Cruise, so he was a big figure in our house growing up.
There were posters of him.
Oh yeah,
So I'm told.
yeah. Okay. Best opening of a Mission Impossible. This is the beginning of the film. Let's say within the first 20 minutes or so. Steven, is there a moment in the very beginning of a movie that sticks out to you the most? It could be under 5 minutes too. I'm just saying roughly in the.
I think for me, I'm gonna have to go. Well, actually, I have 2. So the first one for me is Ghost Protocol again. The scene where they're in the prison and they're working on getting Ethan out.
Yeah.
And they basically just start a prison riot. They're starting a prison riot. And then also, of course, Rogue Nation where he's hanging off the side of the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty baller move.
Yeah.
Open the door.
Open the door.
Yes, we know the package is on the plane.
Yeah.
Brett.
I'm gonna have to go with Ghost Protocol with the prison.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a good scene.
That's a great
Cool
scene,
scene.
yeah. Especially when he's trying to get Benji to open that one door,
Yeah.
and then he's just sat there.
Look at the camera.
My personal favorite has to be Mission Impossible 3. It's the most intense beginning of any Mission Impossible movie because that's when you hear the zap of the thing going up his nose and he goes, oh, and then he wakes up, right? And he goes, I put an explosive device in your head. Sound familiar?
Oh,
Remember? And he's gonna count to 10 and he's gonna shoot Julia.
Yeah.
And he's going. Philip Seymour Hoffman's just counting. One, I forget if he started from 1 or 10 now. I'm losing. Maybe he starts by 1.
Yeah.
And he's just counting, and Ethan's like, I can get you whatever you want. I can get you whatever you want. And you're like, this is the very beginning of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
this is fucking
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Now, they flash back to it later on in the movie. It doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you're like, oh my gosh, what a way to start a movie, man. It was
That's
so intense.
insane.
Crazy.
And then he shoots, and then it, lights the fuse after that.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that opening. It's my favorite opening. It's the one I like. I have to sit and watch every single time.
Nice.
Okay, now this one might be a little more of a challenge. Let's see. This is a best score / soundtrack. So if you could think of score music, obviously it's the background music, not the background music, but the music that accompanies the film throughout. Hans Zimmer's provided music, Danny Elfman, Lauren Balfe, Michael Giacchino, and then soundtrack. I mean, that's like the, Mission Impossible 2 has Metallica and Limp Bizkit. So,
Yeah.
all right. So who wants to go first on that one?
I think I would say Fallout. That one's Lauren.
Lauren
Right?
Balfe.
Yeah,
that's
Fallout. I was
That's
gonna
the
say
only
Fallout.
one where I have the whole thing downloaded and I can work out to
Yeah.
that one.
yeah.
That one's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That one's great.
I 100% agree.
Yep.
Fallout is the best score. The Exchange, the song that plays when Solomon Lane lands and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Or they escape through Paris. What other pieces? Cutting on One. Like, it's just such great music, and the bongos. It's just Lauren found a way to take the older music and make it new and fresh, and just gave it a new. Lauren's the best.
Yeah.
He's did it with Mission Impossible. He's done it with Bad Boys. He's done it with Beverly Hills Cop. Somehow he's found a way to take the old and just give it something fresh. So
Hell yeah.
100%. And soundtrack, I feel like it's a no brainer. I feel like it has to go to Mission Impossible 2. Just
Yeah.
because of how many times I played Take a Look Around growing up. Boom, 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 boom. Like Hans and that relationship between Hans and Limp Bizkit and the way that he decided to incorporate rock and all that stuff. And then you got that Metallica song, hey, 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 here I go now, whatever, So I feel like that has the most memorable soundtrack.
Well,
for
then it
sure.
has that scene with the dancers, the Spanish dancers.
Well, yeah, that's the Zimmer stuff. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that part's awesome.
But yeah, so okay, we're good on that one. We're unanimous. Unanimous? Unanimous? Okay. Now this one's a hard one because I don't even have an answer for this one. Oh, I do. Sorry. Best stunt. Obviously, these movies are based around that. The realism of the stunt, having Tom Cruise actually perform the stunt himself.
Yeah.
It's a really huge emphasis on the physicality of these films. So, what stunt stands out to you the most, Steven?
When he climbed the Burj Khalifa, and the one in, I think it was Rogue Nation that I talked about, when he held his breath for 3 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah, you held it for a while.
Yeah,
Nice.
those two.
Okay. Okay.
What's the one where he is basically hanging from the building?
Like outside the building?
Yeah, outside the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he climbed the
Ghost Protocol.
Burj
Oh,
Khalifa.
Ghost
yeah,
Protocol?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one and motorcycle scene.
Which
number
one?
2.
Oh, number
Oh.
When they're
Well,
coming at each other.
Oh, okay. I do like when they're coming at each other, but
Yeah.
Fallout has a really great motorcycle
Fallout-
scene.
Yeah.
Was it Fallout where he drives off the mountain?
No, that's Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, that is
Dead Reckoning is when he goes off the mountain.
Yeah.
Fallout is when he's trying to escape through Paris and he goes in a circle and tries to he's blowing his cover.
Yeah.
And then Rogue Nations, you mentioned earlier, is that motorcycle stunt is him chasing after Ilsa.
Yeah, Ilsa, that's her name.
And so, but I was gonna say Burj Khalifa because oh my god,
oh my god,
I saw it in IMAX when it first when it came out 2011. That scene
hit your mind.
Oh my god,
it hits the same every single time we watch it. It's just like what a great reason to make that happen.
Oh yeah,
and it's not even just him just climbing up; it's him having to come down too.
Yeah,
like it's like oh my gosh, the work that they put into that scene to make it work, it's incredible.
I would have just been crying.
I would have been sobbing.
All right, the next one, best villain. Best villain. So we've had a collection of villains. We had Solomon Lane in the Syndicate. We had Solomon Lane again with the Apostles and also John Lark. There's the AI and Gabriel. There's Sean Ambrose, Chimera. There's Owen Davian with the Rabbit's Foot. The first one is Jim Phelps, his own boss with the knock list. Did I miss one? Rogue Nation's Solomon Lane as well. Ghost Protocol was they're all it's the Kremlin bombing and and they're trying to launch a missile, right?
Yep.
So which one?
I'm gonna go John Lark. I'm gonna go Henry Cavill's character because I went to go see that in the movies for my birthday, and that just like when it was revealed that he was the villain, I genuinely went, ugh.
How? Sorry,
dude. Honestly, I was shocked.
That was an impulse. Yeah. I knew he was a bad guy since the trailer.
Are you thinking because he's Superman, he can't be a bad guy?
No, I just didn't expect it to be him.
Britt,
okay.
Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain, I'm gonna say maybe Henry.
Okay.
Because he's the hottest one. And it was a cool fight scene for that one.
That was a good fight scene.
That was a good fight scene.
But also AI, because it's harder to beat.
Oh yeah,
than a person.
That's fair. I lean towards Owen Davian the most for Mission Impossible 3. I don't know. I just felt like he did a really good. Like I rewatched it recently.
He's always a good bad guy.
I felt like Philip Seymour Hoffman did such a good job of being the main antagonist, and also like he just felt like he was the most threatening to Ethan Hunt. Yeah. Like Henry Cavill had the hype against him, but Henry didn't get to play a villain. I mean, he played a villain the whole movie, but he didn't really get to shine. Yeah, like it was more. I feel like in that movie it's Solomon Lane, and then Henry's just a grunt.
Yeah.
So like when I think of villain, I feel like Philip delivered on that in that aspect. So
I get that.
Yeah. All right. So next,
preach.
Okay. Is there any scene or moment that you like the most, cherish the most? I'll answer first. My favorite scene or moment has got to be from Mission Impossible 1, and that's when he's hanging from the ceiling. I know it's pretty much a stunt, but that whole sequence is just, it's silent. Yeah. He's got to be quiet. Can't go over a certain amount, toast, all that stuff. Like that stuff is just so intense. And then the whole the rat situation and dropping the knife like that.
Yeah.
Waiting. Oh gosh, I don't know. That's got to be mine. That's so good.
Do you want to see one?
Ghost Protocol when they're in the Kremlin and they're using that screen thing to move through that hallway. Dude, that scene was amazing.
And Benji's face is there. And
Like, Benji, he just stands up and he's like,
yeah.
And then Tom's like,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good moment. I like that one.
Yep.
I'll go with 2 when he's on the mountain rock climbing.
Oh, come on.
That's badass.
He actually climbed that too. Yeah. That was sick.
Well, that was the first time the Langley scene gets talked about a lot, but the mountain thing, I remember when that movie came out, everyone was talking about how the helicopter was inches from his head and he's actually climbing on the mountain. It was like this huge deal.
Dope.
Yeah.
I don't know how he just sat there and he had his knees inside the mountain and then he's there getting
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Whatever.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Insane physicality for sure.
Oh, for God, yeah.
All right. Best fight.
I don't remember which movie it is, but I know he's handcuffed to a pole, and then bro has the upper body strength of an anime character because he just starts
Rogue Nation.
hopping up. And that fight with Ilsa, yeah, and they're fighting all those guys in there. Oh my god,
That's
fight!
a good fight.
I love that fight.
Yeah.
And then Fallout, the bathroom fight.
That's the one I was
that
gonna go.
one.
Yeah.
I love that.
That
That's
bathroom
a great
fight is
fight.
It's
insane.
so good.
Henry Cavill's fist pump in that is so iconic.
But also the cool part is like I love how Ethan's getting older and everything like that, and
Still get stronger.
he's strong, but they actually take moments to like not make him the strongest person in the room because the guy punches him in the throat and he's like, ugh. And then he's even tired, like to the point where then he's like, oh, I'm just gonna tackle this guy. I got nothing else to do.
He's like,
but yeah, that bathroom, that was the one I was gonna go with. That bathroom fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Yep.
I do like the fight with Henry at the end, but that bathroom scene though is top notch. Wow, you guys answer that quick.
Yeah. That's an easy one.
Most quotable. This might be a hard one for some of us, but
Who's some of us?
I don't know. I'm just leaving it mysterious.
Mine's always number 2.
I know, me too, man.
Because she weighs. Wait,
Go ahead.
how much does she weigh? 100 million pounds.
How much she's worth?
Worth.
Worth.
Yeah, because back in the day when I watched it, I didn't know that pounds was money.
Was money,
So I
yeah.
was like, is she saying it wrong? And then he's like, do it, bitch.
Is that what he said? I just
Does he say
remember.
that because she's about to do it?
No, he doesn't say do it, bitch.
What does he say?
Well, he said, what is he? He does call her the B word, but that's after she does it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
goes, "Bitch." And he goes, women, mate. They
Yeah.
won't let go of the next branch until they get a grip on the next. Yeah. That one. Or the, would it feel better if I didn't want you to do it?
Oh.
Yeah, much.
Does it feel better?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Classic.
And then the classic one is the other one, like, just stay alive. I'm not going to lose you. Yeah.
Classic.
Easily the most quotable for
Yeah.
me. It's the one I have the most nostalgia for.
I think the most quotable for me is Ghost Protocol, mainly just because that's the one I've seen the most.
Fair enough. Give us
What's
a
a
quote.
quote?
Give us a quote.
I love it at the end when they're telling, oh god, what was his name?
Brant.
No, not Brant, where they're talking to oh god.
This message will self-destruct.
No, where they're in LA, when they're in San Francisco and they're all drinking a beer and he's like, mission accomplished. You actually said that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vin Rhames.
Yes.
His character's name is.
Not gonna happen. You thought you were
Dude,
gonna help me?
I know his name and I'm blank. Luther.
Luther, yes, Luther.
Everyone's screaming at us online.
Luther.
Right.
Luther. Okay. We answered that question. Next, we're almost there. Oh, we are there. We're down to the last part of this thing here.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're gonna do one more in a little bit, but we're gonna rank it.
You gonna make us do stunts?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're gonna recreate
Just
that.
hang on, guys.
Yeah.
We got something special coming. No, we're gonna rank the 7 movies that stand today
Oh,
as best you can.
you ready for this then?
Yes, Britt, go ahead.
Number 1
That's your
is 2.
okay. So
my
number
favorite.
1 spot, and favorite one, number 2. Got it.
Number 2. Then it goes 3
Yeah.
with Philip Seymour Hoffman. Then it goes 1.
Okay.
And then I want to say Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
Then I want to say Fallout. Then I want to say Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
And then the Reckoning one.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
my least favorite one.
That's the least favorite one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Steven, do you have
This is difficult because I haven't even seen them.
He hasn't seen all of them. So how many have you seen?
I've seen Ghost Protocol, I've seen Rogue Nation, I've seen Fallout, and Dead Reckoning.
All right. So 4 of them he's gonna rank.
Okay. So for me, I'd say Fallout. Then Ghost Protocol, number 1 for me. And then Fallout, Dead Reckoning, Rogue Nation.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
How do you know all the other movies?
Because I've come downstairs and Mom's had them on.
Oh, okay. But you haven't sat and watched.
I haven't
the
watched the-
brilliance that is Mission.
I need to
Impossible.
watch the first 3 fully, which I'm going to.
Okay,
So I'll
so
watch them on the plane.
if we're going 1 through 7, then
Pop-Up Queen.
all right. Fallout is my favorite Mission Impossible.
Whoa.
Really?
Yes, Fallout is top tier. It's amazing. But Fallout without the other movies, Fallout wouldn't be as good as it is.
That's true.
Ghost Protocol is number 2. Number 3 is Dead Reckoning. I know, right? 4 is the first Mission Impossible.
It's an interesting
5 is Rogue Nation. 6 is Mission Impossible 2. And 7 is Mission Impossible 3.
Interesting order.
Now, I love all the films. So that order is just basically based on just my mood. I mean, it could shift at any moment. Except for Fallout and Ghost Protocol, I feel like those are pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
That middle portion kind of flips every once in a while because, you know, it just depends on my mood. But I do have the most... Mission Impossible 2, as much as it's hated online... I love that movie so much.
It's so good.
It's like I don't know, but the whole franchise is incredible. So, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is coming out May 23rd. Can't wait to see it.
Go see it in IMAX.
Do you guys have any expectations? It is a continuation of Dead Reckoning, so maybe for you might have higher expectations. Than
I have high expectations.
Yeah.
You gotta fix what happened.
Fix what happened.
Cause
He got the key.
Yeah, but I wasn't. This didn't get my attention like all the other ones usually do.
Man, I thought it's a pretty solid film.
It was a very solid movie.
Maybe I'm getting too annoyed by the women in the film. Is that bad to say?
Mom, no, but yeah, that's a good point because Mom said she was really annoyed with Grace.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Just that the character itself.
Yeah.
How it was utilized, and because it's like she's the opposite of Ilsa.
Yeah.
You know, she's just always on the run trying to save her own tail, and it gets frustrating at some points because all Ethan does most of the movies chase after her.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it's not going to happen in the Final Reckoning. So you, what do you think?
I saw Dead Reckoning with Dad, and I think after it left on that cliffhanger, I have very high expectations for Final Reckoning, for it to be like a proper wrap up of the franchise. I want I like this movie has to be the kind of movie where it's like, you know, the franchise is going out with a bang on this one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and it clearly the marketing is very much a accumulation. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's a wrap up on the whole thing. And
a culmination.
A culmination. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like that's, you know, this is the end of Ethan Hunt's journey. It very much feels like Tom and Christopher McQuarrie, they're ready to go do something else outside of Mission Impossible, but they want to leave us with one more banger. Now,
it looks like a good cast.
It looks like it's got the same cast from Dead Reckoning. So that's awesome. I'm excited to see the continuation and the finale of the story. When it comes to part ones, for me, I'm usually kind of
yeah.
But it's hard because the part 1 Dead Reckoning came out after Fallout. So it was like, this Fallout was like, oh, it's my favorite Mission Impossible movie ever. And then it was like, okay, Dead Reckoning's kind of, it's trying to be Fallout, but it's not right there. And then the fact that it didn't complete the story other than him getting the key, it was like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still a great movie. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in that film. But yes, I'm waiting for Final Reckoning. I want to see the conclusion to this. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I was actually disappointed. I just found out Lauren Balfe is not doing the music for Final Reckoning.
Really?
Some of his, I guess, people that have been working with him on like Mission 7, I guess. I forget their names, but apparently they did the score. And I was like, whoa, what happened?
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, man, because Lauren did the last 2.
I want to see some montages.
Oh, I hope that, I mean, it looks like in the trailer that they're flashing back to the first mission.
Things he's done.
Stuff. Yeah, the things he's done. And so I'm excited for that, and I really hope I kind of hope it's Ethan's last movie.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
I love Tom.
And I want them to stop
okay.
after that.
You know they're not.
I don't want there to be a Mission Impossible and then all of a sudden it's
They'll do a spin-off
You know they're going to do it.
They're going to do it.
Too soon?
Well, okay. Hopefully they pause and wait.
They'll pause. They'll wait a few years.
No, they won't.
So there we go. Mission Impossible. My favorite action franchise.
We gotta see it in IMAX.
Gotta see it in IMAX. I'm hoping Tom shows up to my theater.
right?
Apparently he
That'd be
might.
insane.
He might, man. I don't know. If he does, I'm gonna.
He's not gonna come to Sugarland.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. But anyways, yes. So yeah, check out Mission Impossible. Thank you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.
You think Tom will watch that?
No.
No.
He might.